welcome to Learning with Lem, and in today's episode, really? Yes, you're very cute. Oh, lovely. In today's episode, we're going to show you how to groom a horse.
Let's start by going through my grooming kit. These are some of the most important things I think you should have in your kit. First off, we've got Dermagel. Now, this is amazing for any cuts, nicks, bumps or lumps. You should always have some of this in your box. I've also got some bit butter and some purple spray, which is also for little cuts and bumps. It's always good to have to hand. Next, I have a hoof pick. You can also buy one with a brush. Next, I have a mane and tail brush from Supreme Products. Or if you have a horse with finer mane, you can use a plastic curry comb. This is slightly softer on their mane. This is also really good at getting mud out, actually, in the winter too. Top tip. Next is a metal curry comb. I also have this really super soft face brush for Lem. He loves this brush. Next, I have a body brush. This is a softer brush with nice soft bristles. And then we have the dandy brush, which is thicker and stiffer bristles. Lastly, we have the rubber curry comb. See how flexible it is? You don't have to have everything that I have in there, or you could have more. It's completely up to you, but I think this is the most basic stuff that everyone needs in their grooming kit.
So the first brush that I'm going to be using is the rubber curry comb. It brings up all of the dirt, all of the dead skin or debris or anything that's trapped inside of the hair right up to the surface. You use this kind of in small circular motions like that. This is really good to use when they're molting as well, because it gets out all of their loose hair really easily. This is also really good for promoting circulation as well. The only places I would be careful with this will be on any bony areas such as the lower leg or the face. You can do it on those sensitive parts, but just make sure you go really gently and just mind those bony areas. So the next brush I'm going to be using is the dandy brush. This is used to flick off all the dirt that you've just brought to the surface with the rubber curry comb. So this will be used in flicks like that. This one I use over the whole body. I go all the way down the legs, and sometimes I'll use this on the face, but the bristles on this brush are still quite firm, so I'd be really careful with the lower leg and the face area. But you can use this if you're very gentle, if your horse has got mud on their cheeks or something and it's not quite coming off with a body brush. Next, you're going to use a body brush and a metal curry comb. Don't worry, this isn't for the body. This is only to be used to clean your body brush. The body brush is basically used to bring the shine to the coat. After you use the dandy brush to flick off all the dirt, then you use the body brush, which brings the shine right to the surface of the coat and will make him look super glossy. With this brush, you're supposed to brush 3 times and then you clean. 3 strokes and then you clean. You do use the same flicking motion as you do with the dandy brush, but this time you just clean your brush off in between. If you're grooming properly, you should be working up a sweat. So you should be getting pretty hot doing this. The body brush is also a really soft brush, so this can be used freely everywhere, all over the body, especially his face, and now he loves a good face groom with the body brush. Now we're going to do his tail. Remember guys, if you don't know the horse, always be careful when standing behind. Obviously, I know Lemon very, very well, and I know that he would never kick me. But if you're with a horse that you don't know, like at a riding stables or a new loan horse, I would always start at the side, run your hand down their bum just so that they know where you are, and then grab their tail and pull it to the side. I'm going to be using a mane and tail brush. However, if you've got a horse that's got quite fine hair, you might want to use a plastic curry comb. It's just a bit more gentle when brushing their hair. I always start right at the bottom of the tail as well. If you start up here, you're going to get into a big tangly mess down here. So I will always start right from the bottom and I'll hold it there and I just brush the ends out. Lemon has got mane and tail spray in his hair, which is basically like a silky spray to help all of the knots come out really easily. So his tail is going to be very easy to brush. So I can probably just go straight through right now and it will be super easy. However, if you've got a horse with a really clumpy tail, like it's midwinter and it's super muddy, then I would do the tail in sections and always start at the bottom and work your way up, and then I would grab another section, start at the bottom and work your way up, and then go through the tail that way. But because Lemon's tail is very squeaky clean, I actually can just brush all the way through now. I like to get down the sides of the tail as well, because he really enjoys this too. He loves it. It's like a little massage for him. That's a good boy. And don't forget to do the mane as well. So if you're out competing or going to local shows, a lot of the time they will prefer you to have your mane on the right hand side of the horse. Now, there is some history to this, so I'll hand you over to Lemon and he can tell you why.
Did you know my mane is traditionally meant to sit on the right? It actually comes from old cavalry days. Riders mounted from the left, so keeping the mane on the opposite side made everything neater and easier. Basically, I'm not just handsome, I'm historically accurate.
So Lemon's got a bit of a crazy hairdo at the moment. We're kind of sticking up at all angles. I have actually been plaiting his hair over this side to get it to sit this way. But if you're just relaxed riding or a happy hacker, then you don't have to have it on the right hand side. It's just for more if you're doing competitions or pony club and, you know, they like it done on a certain side. It's a bit windy. And last but not least, we come to the feet. Now this is super important because Lemon, he's very sensitive and he doesn't have any shoes on. So if he's got a stone stuck in his hoof, then he can get a bruised sole and that's really sore. So we always check their feet daily. This is the hoof pick that I use, but some hoof picks do actually have a brush on the back as well so that you can flick some of the wet mud off first. To pick a horse's foot up, you're going to stand just by their shoulder and you're going to run your hand all the way down their leg and ask him to pick up. Good boy. And then you put your hand onto his hoof like this. So my dominant hand is my right hand, so I keep my hoof pick in my right hand and I use my left hand to hold his foot. Pick out their feet, I always do downwards motions. And don't be too frightened of a horse's hoof because they are very solid. However, there is a little triangle in the middle of their hoof called the frog, and that is soft. So make sure that you're not touching the frog because that can really hurt. But the hoof itself, the hoof wall, is super tough. It's like your fingernails. So don't be too frightened to really give it a go if there's some dirt stuck in there because that won't hurt. Just always make sure to watch out for the frog. When picking up the back feet, I like to run my hand across his back to let him know this is where I'm coming and this is where I'm standing. I'm going to run my hand all the way down his leg and ask him to pick up. There we go. And I tend to tuck my left hand around the inside so then it's a bit easier to hold once you're round there. So the best way, if you don't know where the frog is going to start and you've got mud all over the hoof, look for the corners of your heel here. So this is your heel and the frog comes off of the heel. So look for where your hoof starts to join the heel, and I would just gently put your hoof pick down the side and run it along the side of the frog. And there you have it. That is the easiest way to groom your horse. It's so good for circulation, and it's also really important to see if they've cut themselves in the field or if they've got any lumps or bumps that you missed the day beforehand. Like, grooming is such an important part of looking after your horse. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe to watch more videos like this, and we will see you in the next one. You say goodbye. You say cheese.